OnAWhimsy. You never know, right? That's the stuff that dreams are made of. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Kimmie. This is my attic. We are back in the closet. The closet, which is sort of a closet. It's not really a closet. It's like used to be a closet that I made into a room. I made it into kind of like the she shed of the attic, if you will. It's not exactly a beauty room, but it's sort of. I don't know. Anyway, it's decorated. It's decorated for the holidays. Now, I am going to be putting a video up about decorating the attic. If you are interested, I think that'll be the next one that I post, but I'll show you all these decorations and how I decorate. I did something like that for the fall. I'm going to do it again for Christmas season, but I'm bummed. I'm totally bummed because these lights, they're so cute, and you can't tell on the camera. Now I'm seeing that you really can't tell. They're like, they're snowflakes is what they are. They're snowflake lights that I got on Amazon. But you really, well, if I hold it like that, you can tell they're snowflakes, but I'm probably not going to sit and do the video like this. I thought you would be able to tell that they're snowflakes, but you really can't. But they are. They're cute. Anyway, moving right along, today's palette is not about decorating. Today's palette is about Colourpop OnAWhimsy. I am not a fan. Here's the thing. This palette came out. This is a little strange, okay? A little weird. This palette came out with another palette. It wasn't like a full collection. Usually Colourpop does a lot of launches and they like launch those like full collections. It was this palette and another palette. The other palette, let me bring it up. It's called Ticket to Dreamland, and this is OnAWhimsy, and they were available at Ulta. I didn't see them on the Colourpop website. I believe these were Ulta exclusives. So, what's a little strange is, when they first came out, the packaging is adorable. It really, really is. And I saw them on a few YouTube channels. Jen Phelps stands out in my mind because I really, really enjoy Jen's channel. And I don't think she did an actual video, if my memory serves me right, but she did do a post. And in that post, she said that she was really going to try to stop picking up as many Colourpop palettes as she has been. There's a lot of us who are in that boat. We're in that Colourpop boat, but that this one was speaking to her, and that if she saw something that really spoke to her, she would pick it up. The packaging and the color story. Here's the color story. And I have to agree, especially with the packaging. I thought the packaging was so beautiful. I am a sucker for packaging, so I was like, you know what? Let me pick one of these up. So there were two, and I have OnAWhimsy, and the other one was Ticket to Dreamland. I had to look at the phone because I didn't remember what it was called. Now, to be honest with you, my gut reaction told me to get Ticket to Dreamland because just of that color story, I preferred it. But then I thought, I'll get more use out of this one. Let me show you this color story again. It's very, very neutral color story, and I thought I will get more use out of this one than Ticket to Dreamland, which leaned more pink. And I don't wear a whole lot of pink, so even though I thought it was a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, I decided to pick this one up. The packaging, I mean, both the packagings were equally really, really, really nice. Now, here's the weird thing. These palettes came. Jen was not the only one I heard talk about them. It was like they came and they went. And I never heard another thing about them. It was like they disappeared into thin air, only they did it because it's here. Unfortunately, no, never mind. I was going to say unfortunately, but that's not nice. That's not nice. I did not fall in love with this palette the way I thought I would for multiple reasons, and I'm going to get into them. But like I said, I haven't heard one more thing about it, and I don't know exactly why. Maybe because Colourpop released the Smoke and Roses palette almost simultaneously, and I think a lot of people just gravitated towards that one, and that was like the hot thing, and everybody just forgot about these, but I haven't seen anything. And even on Ulta's website, this one, OnAWhimsy, has one review, and Ticket to Dreamland has none. Ticket to Dreamland has no reviews. So, the person that decided that they were going to review OnAWhimsy gave it 4 stars out of 5. But let's see what they said, because I'm not sure. I would not have gone that high. They said, absolutely love the packaging and the color story of this palette. I agree with the packaging, only I will tell you what I think is wrong with it in a second. I think there are some things. And the color story is nice. I agree. Color story is nice. its pigmentation is pretty good. Usual Colourpop quality. I disagree with that one on these shades. I agree on these last 4 shades. My shirt's getting stuck in the snowflake lights. These damn snowflake lights. They're causing me trouble already. Okay, so, sorry, don't mean to blind you. These 4 shades, yes, I agree 100%. These are pure Colourpop quality. I don't know what happened with these 8. I will get into that. I do disagree. I agree a little and disagree a little. Okay, usual Colourpop quality. And there aren't any pigment glitters that aren't approved for use in the immediate eye area. Okay, yes, big draw. There are no pressed glitters or matte glitters. So right away, that is a big win for me. I don't like matte glitters. I don't like pressed glitters. For the most part, Colourpop does make that one pressed glitter formula that I kind of like, but it's not that. It's that one that was in the Mulan palette. A lot of people don't like that one either. There's no pressed glitters in here. There's no matte glitters in here. So that is a big win and unusual for Colourpop. So yes, I totally agree with that. And the pans are larger. Are they? They might be, but that's not a big selling point for me. Okay, this would definitely be a good palette for someone who is just beginning to learn eyeshadow. I think that the formula in here is not that good. Reason I'm only giving it 4 stars is because they are similar, if not the same, as other ones in other palettes. And that is definitely true. So all in all, I do agree with this review, but not as high. I would not have given this palette 4 stars out of 5. I think I would have given it a solid 2.5. Maybe 3 if I was feeling generous, but I'm not feeling generous today. I'm crabby and I didn't sleep well. So it gets a 2.5. Okay, so here's the first thing. Oh, and let me read you the description. Let me read you the description. By the way, both of these palettes will cost you $18, right? Yes, $18, okay. Colourpop's Daydream OnAWhimsy Pressed Powder Palette features whimsical shades perfect for daytime. It includes a range of soft neutrals, peach, pink, sage, and taupe. Where's the sage? Which one is sage? Oh, they might be calling this one sage, or maybe this one. Neither one of these to me is sage, but it has to be this one. This one's nowhere near sage. Okay, so here's the thing with the packaging. When I saw this, it's like horses. It is beautiful. It's like carousel horses. It's really, really nice, like those old-fashioned horses. But here's the thing. We are in December, folks, okay? I think this is gonna go up like the last day of November, but let's be real, this is like technically December, okay? A lot of people will be celebrating holidays, and people are going to be looking for that holiday feeling in makeup. And they could have done a lot with these old-fashioned horses for holidays, okay? Like the old-fashioned carousels, the Christmassy like toys and stuff like that. They could have ran with that with these horses, but instead, this palette screams summer. Palette screams July between the packaging that they went with this kind of pink theme and the actual shade names, okay? Deep Fried, Thrill Ride, Games, Merry-Go-Round. It's like, makes you think of like a fair on a boardwalk. And there's nothing wrong with that in the summer. But wouldn't it have been nice if Colourpop in December decided to give us like this kind of packaging with the horses, the old-fashioned carousel horses, and like a holiday theme? Wouldn't that have been nice? I think that would have just appealed to a lot of people. I think more than me and whoever left that review would have purchased it. Okay, this palette, I don't think it went over big because like I said, I saw so many people like seem to really like it, but then they decided not to buy it. And it had a lot going for it with the color story and like the no matte glitters, and the packaging was nice and people still didn't gravitate towards it. And I think that's because it just is not pleasing in December, okay? It kind of looks like something that should have been released around July 4th. And I think it would have went over much better, or they should have changed it up and made it look like something that should be released around now. That is my opinion, but for whatever it's worth, I'd be willing to overlook it if the formula was good. Formula, in my opinion, it's just not that good. Now, these 4 mattes, okay, and by the way, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have 7 mattes and 5 shimmers. But that's kind of giving it This one is technically a shimmer Thrill Ride, but when you swatch it, it's really not. Okay? It's really not a shimmer. It's almost not even there. It's almost not even there. I mean, you can kind of see it, but yeah. Can we really count that as a shimmer? I don't know. Like, none of these, this is so fairies. It's on the middle finger, guys, I'm sorry. This is so fairies. You would think this is like a nice icy shade for now, and that's what it is. It's really not. So I'm gonna swatch this palette out. But these first, and then this one, Cold Drink, this one that's like screaming at you to swatch me. Okay, it doesn't look bad. It looks kind of nice, but I mean, it's not like, it swatches out kind of like that. It's nothing like amazing. It's just not. And I'm sorry, these 8 shades, they're giving me vibes like Colourpop World. Like they just don't like show up. They don't show up. And I look how I'm pale. Look how pale I am. I'm gonna go with this one. Hop and a skip. Hop and a skip. All right, let's see. Like, do you see? I'm not the world's best swatcher. I'm not, but okay. I don't know. I don't like this formula. I just don't. Let's go ahead and swatch it out. Okay guys, so here you go. The first 8 shades swatched out. As per usual, I didn't swatch close enough to do all 12, but that's okay. So here's the first 8, and here's what I'm saying, okay? Like these first 4 swatches, this is multiple swatching. What I mean is like I didn't just dip once and swatch. I went over this like 4 or 5 times. So that's how pigmented those shades are. They are so dry. They feel dry. These 2 shimmers are okay. This is Deep Fried. This is Taffy Much. But they're nothing special. Like you probably have these shades in a ton of other palettes. And I mean, if this is the best that this palette has to offer, I mean, this is such a common shade that you probably already have. This shimmer is absolutely terrible. I don't know if you can see. Look how powdery that is. And this is supposed to be a shimmer. This is Thrill Ride. So, yeah. Not impressive at all. Okay, and the last 4 mattes of the palette. Now, these mattes, I will say, are significantly better. The formula just feels better. I think they swatched better. This one was the worst swatch. Actually, this I think is my favorite color of the palette because I always like these cool tone mauves. That one swatched the worst out of these 4. But for the most part, these are not bad. This formula, these mattes, is not the same as the mattes that I showed you in the earlier swatches. To me, it feels different. Maybe I'm crazy. This formula feels completely different. This formula feels like more of that Colourpop formula that we know and love, and the other ones felt more like that Colourpop World formula that most people know and hate. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here, but these 4 shades are definitely the best of this palette, in my opinion. Alright guys, so I'm going to do a little demo. I will tell you, I did not have any kind of reaction to this palette, but there's not a whole lot of pigment, so it would have been kind of surprising if I did. If I had a reaction to this palette, I would have been shocked. The only ones maybe are these last 4, and I didn't get a reaction to them either, so that was one good thing, but I don't care for this palette. So I'm going to do just like 2 different looks just to kind of not really... When I do these kind of demonstrations, I'm not the best. Sorry, I always kick it. I always kick the camera. You know, I'm not like, you know, these are not tutorials in any stretch of the imagination. I cannot give an eyeshadow tutorial, but I'm going to show you like kind of like what it looks like. So I'm going to do 2 looks. I'm going to use one like with these shades and like this matte that shimmers, excuse me, like the Deep Fried that I thought was really nice. And then I'm going to do another look with these that I thought were not so good. So let's go ahead and start with that one. I'm going to go ahead and take Hop and a Skip. That was the one that I swatched. And we'll do this eye. I'll kind of put it all over. I'm not even gonna attempt merry-go-round because that's like, you'll never see that on me. That's like my skin tone. And it's a very dry formula. It goes on like super powdery. And like with all the palettes that are coming out right now, you know, there's some nice ones coming out right now. I don't really see how this one's gonna compete. All right, so I'll go ahead and take Games. Like I said, I'm gonna use these 4 to try to, okay. So I'm gonna use Games to try to deepen it up a little bit. And it doesn't even like show, really. It kind of looks exactly the same. So in that case, I'll go in with Waltz. I'll go in with Waltz, which is from the bottom row. That is the row that I kind of like. And we'll see. Yeah, see right away, I can tell the difference. Those last 4 mattes in the bottom of this palette, they're just like significantly better. They're significantly better. Okay, now where do you see the shimmers? Let's go ahead. We'll go with Thrill Ride, okay? And I will start off with a brush. I don't know if it's going to make a difference. The shade is just like not. Okay. I think it does go on a little better with the brush because when I was trying it before, I was using the finger, but I mean, can you really see the shimmer? Not really, right? Not really. And then let's go ahead and do like Cold Drink. Like, oh, it's not even coming up. All right, we'll do Cold Drink on the, we'll use the finger. This is that blue shade. It's like, I don't know. It's not terrible. It's not, but it's definitely not great either. And we'll put So Fairies in the crease. I'm just a little disappointed in this palette. I am. I wouldn't recommend this one. I do not recommend it. This looks better in the inner corner than it did when I swatched it out. It does. But I don't know. This palette, it just doesn't have a whole lot of appeal to me. Although now I'm going to use, let's go ahead and go in with these 3 on this eye. And I will show you. You'll see a difference. You will see a difference. It's a clear difference. These shades are significantly better. So I'm going to start with Main Street. This is actually my favorite shade in the palette. It's kind of mauve-y. It doesn't really go with anything in this palette, but actually, I kind of like that look. I was gonna say, you know, I don't, this is kind of weird because I don't like this palette, but I think that came out kind of nice. But see, now these mattes, these are nice. They go on nice. They blend really pretty. Yeah, I like this. These mattes are really nice. I'm kind of contradicting myself here. Because like I said, I wasn't expecting me to like this look as much as I do. This one. Okay, I'm going to go in with Greatest Ever, which is this shade, and try to deepen it up. This is a nice shade. I always appreciate a cool tone taupe. I do. Okay, and then Funnel, this end shade. Let's see if we can totally deepen it up with this. These 4 mattes are so easy to work with. They really are that nice Colourpop formula. They really are. Let's blend, blend, blend. They blend out so lovely. They really do. I do like these formats. I think they're really pretty. Okay, so now deep fried. I'm expecting big things here because this shade swatched out so nice. Yeah. No surprise there. Really lovely. But it's done in every single palette. I have a theory. I've said this theory before. I have a theory that this particular kind of shade is very easy to formulate because you'll find it in so many palettes and it's rarely bad. Like, it's usually done quite well, no matter who does it. So I think that's definitely one of the easier shades to formulate. If you happen to be watching this and like, you're like know a lot about makeup, like you're like a makeup artist or something, is that true? I would love to know if you would not mind commenting down below. Is it true that these are just easier to formulate, like these kind of shades? Because like I feel like they're always done extremely well, no matter what. They're like safe shades. Okay, and this is nice too. Yeah. Okay. So, you know what? Let's move it up to a 3. I'll move it up to a 3 because I kind of do like these looks that I did. And they were quite easy to do. Color, yeah, we'll move it up to a solid 3 because there's no pressed glitters. There are no matte glitters. And the shades weren't that bad to work with. These 4 are really, really nice. I think these could use a little help, but they weren't terrible. The packaging is nice, but it's off season. It's just off season and it bothers me. And that's a personal thing, but I mean, this is my opinion, right? So that's how I feel about this palette. Would I go out and purchase this again? No, I wouldn't. But to be honest with you, if they changed it up just a little bit, then I probably would because I'm a sucker for nice packaging. And all in all, it is nice packaging. I do kind of like this look. Let me just go finish up the rest. Actually, I'm just going to put some mascara on and then we'll wrap things up. All right, guys, so let's wrap things up. I'll tell you what I'm wearing on the rest of my face. But first, do you see my lashes? Okay, I am wearing the Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced, but under that, I am wearing that Lancome booster that I was telling you guys about in my Sephora video. It really, really does extend them. I love this. If you're looking to extend your lashes a little bit, this is definitely a good choice. Don't get the Dior one. Get the Lancome. It's just better. It's just better. Okay, what else? I have on my Milani Glow Drops. I'm not wearing any foundation. I just threw on some of these Milani Glow Drops. I love this product. It smells so good. I can't find the top. Like the cap. I have no idea where it went, but whatever. I have on some NARS lipstick in Orgasm. Classic shade. And I am... Sorry. I am testing the Hourglass Ambient Light Palette, the holiday one that I picked up during the Sephora sale, and so far I'm really, really liking it. So I am wearing this for blush, bronzer, and highlighter. I am going to be doing a full video on products that I had wanted to try for a really long time, and for whatever reason I just never did. And this is going to be part of it because I've been wanting to try this palette pretty much since I got into makeup. They always release this every holiday season. I mean, they always have like bronzers and blushes obviously, but every holiday they release a palette of like, you know, all of them in one. And I've always wanted to try it. I've been wanting to try this brand in general. Like I've even just wanted to just pick up like a blush or a highlighter, and I never did. So this is definitely going into that video of things I don't know why I never tried, but now I'm trying them. I'm gonna do a full face. Anyway, so far I really like it. But star of the show, OnAWhimsy. I'm sorry, I feel like this review was all over the place. I think it was. Let me just tell you, okay? Like you guys know, I have the nickel allergy, and lately I have not been doing well with palettes. I've been having a lot of reactions to a lot of different palettes. So when I got this one, I did try it. I don't do first impressions anymore for eyeshadow palettes because of my allergy. It just doesn't make any sense for me to do so because I really can't give a full review. A lot of people, well, maybe not a lot, but I know that people that do watch me, some of them have nickel allergies. So I like to say whether or not it gave me a reaction, and I can't do that with a first impression. So when I did this palette, when I tried it, I went shade by shade. Usually I pull them, and then if I have a reaction, I'll go back and go shade by shade. But with this palette, because I had so many, like 3 that I tried before it, I had reactions to. So I was like, I'm just going to start going shade by shade. And what kind of was a first impression here was not the shades, but how they blended out. Like this eye, where I use this one, it's not great, but they definitely blended out better than I thought they would. And I'm kind of liking that look better than I thought I would, but it is screaming summer. It's like a nice summery look, so I might pull this palette like out in July, which is I think when it should have came out. I'm standing by that. I don't like summer palettes released in the winter, and I don't like holiday palettes released in the summer, but that's like me. Like a lot of people are probably watching this and like, what the hell is the big deal? That's like a thing. I think because I like to collect makeup. I like the packaging. I like to display it. And for me, it's like a thing. I don't know. It just bothers me. It just bothers me. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and up my review. I will go ahead and agree. I will give this, oh no, he or she gave it 4 stars. I'm going to go ahead and give it 3.5. I'll give it 3.5 stars. I'll up it a full star from my 2.5 in the beginning, only because I think it blends really, really well. Loses the star. We'll overlook the packaging because that's a personal thing, okay? It loses a star because I just think they could have improved these shades a little bit. I don't think the formula is as good. It's a little dry, but it blends good. All in all, it's not a bad palette. If you did have your eye on it because you like the packaging or you like the color story or whatever, it might be worth picking up. It might be. It's cute. It's cute. It falls in the middle. It falls in the middle of Colourpop land. If I was doing my Colourpop ranking, I would have probably placed it in the middle. It's not the best. It's certainly not the worst. It just kind of is. Guys, have you tried this palette? I'm going to say you probably haven't. But are you interested in trying this palette? If you are, please let me know. By the way, I will link my Colourpop ranking. If you're interested, I will link it down below. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, if you plan on picking this up, I hope you'll let me know. Or if you tried the other one, the Dreamland one, I hope you will let me know that too. Let me know whatever you want to let me know. If there's anything you ever want to talk about, you want me to talk about, you could also let me know that in the comments, and I'll leave all my social medias below. If I can talk about it, I absolutely will. Guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me. If you liked the video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel because we talk about it all in the attic. Help me make it to 50 by New Year's. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. On a whimsy. You never know, right? That's the stuff that dreams are made of. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take good care of yourself so you can take care of someone else. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.